So tons of you guys were interested in these switchback handles that I made for my Jeep XJ. I told a lot of you in the comments that I would make a video kind of explaining how to make these. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay, this is like attempt number 3 to make this video under 10 minutes. I just cannot seem to get all the information I need in one video, so this might end up 2 parts, but I'm going to try to rush through it, and hopefully you guys will get the information you need. So basically, first things, obviously you need door handles, whether you use your factory OEM ones, buy aftermarkets. I bought aftermarket ones, but honestly it does not matter. So that's the first thing, get them, strip them down, take the internals out. It's just one screw and everything pops out. There's a spring in there, and separate these two. Next, you're gonna want, I used a milling machine. You can use a Dremel or a router or something by hand. I don't know how well that's gonna work. It's gonna be tricky. The tricky part about these handles is they're so thin, and the lights are, I think, 4.5 millimeters. So with the milling machine, I was able to, leave 50 or 60 thou in the back of the handle and still have room, but that's kind of up to you guys. So basically, once you mill your slot, I pretty much went as far as I could, both directions. I don't remember all the dimensions, but I can get them for you if you want. Once your slot is milled, then you're going to want to take like an 1/8 inch drill bit and drill in the corner of your slot down into the hollow portion. That's where your wires are going to come through. And then you're going to take your light, which I'm going to go over what the lights are later in another video. I don't have time for that one in this one. But anyway, you're going to take your lights, cut them down to whatever fits in this slot you make, and then you're going to put some silicone or something on the back side of where the wires go through so the epoxy does not run out, because it will find the smallest hole and leak out. Ask me how I know. I had a terrible issue with I just had a mess. I'll explain later. But anyway, once that's done, you're going to want to take a hot glue gun, and you're going to build up a dam all the way around your slot you milled, and go higher than you need. You can't go too much. Once that's done, you're going to set this on a level surface. Take your epoxy resin, which that is from Amazon, nothing special. This specific brand worked really well for me. No complaints. It's 2-part. I think it's 50-50. Just mix it really well. Pour your epoxy in, let it sit for a while. Take a torch, hit the top of it. That'll pop all the bubbles, and then let it sit for 24 hours. Once that's done, peel your hot glue off. I took a grinder with a flap disc to knock the majority of the epoxy down, just to save sanding time. Once you get that done, start with 120, then 220, 320, and then, end up somewhere around 600, and sand the entire handle, like all of it, because it's all textured. And at least if you're color matching like me, you want it smooth. So yeah, sand every inch of the handle until it's all nice and smooth. Then after that, I had a buddy of mine with a vinyl cutter cut the little sticker strips. So I don't remember, I think they were around an 1/8 inch wide. I wanted them kind of real narrow, but they were just basically like little sticker strips with rounded ends. So yeah, you're just going to stick them on where you want. I put mine dead center in the handle, right over the LED strip. And then after that, you're good to paint. Once your handle is painted, then you're going to want to peel your sticker off. And then once the sticker's off, then you're going to hit it with clear coat. And the clear coat will take out all the scratch marks out of your epoxy. Like, it's going to look really opaque and kind of cloudy, but that will go away with clear coat. So yeah, peel your sticker, hit it with clear coat, and you're done. That's pretty much it for the handles. I don't think I missed anything. I know I'm kind of rushing through this, but like I said, I'm trying to fit this all into one video. But yeah, pretty much that is it for the handles. Next, I'll kind of go over a little bit of the install. So some of the things you're going to need for the install, you don't have to have these, but I highly recommend it. First thing is double insulated. This is 20 gauge 3 conductor. I would recommend getting 20 gauge 4 conductor. I'll explain why in a minute. So that's kind of a must. It's just way easier to do that without, having individual wires. Next is, you can buy this whole kit on Amazon. This is JST connectors. the drivers that come with your LEDs are going to have JST connectors already on them. So if you buy this kit, you can make your own wiring and everything's plug and play. It's a lot easier that way. Second thing would be when you run your wires. So you're going to drill a hole on this side of your handle. So there's going to be a hole in the door for your mounting stud. And then, so somewhere in between that hole and the bottom, obviously you don't want to drill too low where your handle won't cover. You're going to drill like a 3/16 hole in your door to feed your wires through. So you have to feed them through the door first and then crimp on your three pin connector. You cannot drill a hole in the door big enough to put them on first. It's kind of unfortunate, but it just won't cover. So you have to do it after the wires are fed through. So next thing, rear doors are easy. I'll explain that in a minute. Front doors, you are going to need some of these. So these are just sticky back cable holders. So basically, when you run your wires through, your window is real close to your outside skin. So what you're going to do is, as soon as that wire comes through, you're going to bend it down tight, and then you're going to run a bunch of those on the inside of the door skin all the way down to the bottom of the door, and that will hold your wire tight up against where the window won't hit it. And then from there, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. You just run it around the bottom through your door accordion and then into your kick panel. I've got a mess because I'm playing around with some different drivers trying to figure out the best ones. But anyway, so yeah, front door, not as easy. Rear door are real easy. Same thing, run your wires through, put your connectors on. This glass does not move, so you don't have to worry about the window. So you just run your wire here, and then there's a factory harness that runs somewhere around here on the outside of the door, inside of the door skin, or the door panel. So basically just zip tie it to that, follow it down, and same thing, run it through your accordion, and then run it up your jam cover all the way up there. So you'll have 2 light hookups there, and then I ran my signal wires from the front. You can pick them up somewhere else in the cab if you want. It just wasn't worth the time. I already have a grommet in the firewall, so it was easy to send it through. So all I needed was, I picked up, let's see what I did, turn signals, ground, and running lights from the left side, ran it in, powered the drivers, and then I also ran a key on source. I forget which one it was, but I found a wire with a key on source for the brights. All right, so last thing I want to touch on is the lights and drivers themselves. So these are Diode Dynamics 6-inch switchback strips, whatever they call them. The problem is you can't use them right out of the box. So to fit the XJ handles, you have to cut the strips down from 6 to, I believe, roughly 4 inches. And the drivers that will come in your kit will overpower them because they're too short. So what I ended up doing was buying a SA driver, which is for a 3-inch strip. And what I did is I ran an SA driver per door. So there was 4 drivers, and they were actually still too bright for my liking. So what it is now is 1 low power driver, and then I made a splitter. So 1 low power driver is running both door handles, and it's the perfect brightness for me. It's a little bit weaker than my previous video, but I actually like it because at nighttime it was like obnoxiously bright. It's like having headlights on the side of your vehicle. I did not like it, but now I'm much happier with it. So basically, what I'm telling you is if you buy your own lights, you're going to have to also buy from Diode Dynamics. You're going to have to buy their low power driver, which if you need part numbers, I can get you. And then you'll have to make a splitter to run both off of 1. So yeah, you'll have to buy 4 light kits, and then you'll have to buy 2 or 4 additional drivers depending on what type of brightness you're looking for. But for me, 2 drivers was perfect, and I like how they turned out. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of information I missed. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments, or you can direct message me, whichever you prefer. I'm sure there's stuff I missed. I only have so much time. We're at almost 10 minutes now, so.